Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Happy Empathy Hour with Pam and Amreen. Hi Pam.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic, my dear. After I had my tooth pulled out, it's looked like I've been into a boxing ring.
You're really going through it at the moment, aren't you, Pam?
I
You're in hospital.
know, but
Y-
luckily, we keep talking about the service and what we have, and I'm very pleased that they see me as well. Because sometimes it's so hard to get GP appointment, get dentist appointment, and
Yeah,
everything else. So I'm very lucky.
it's you're very lucky. We are lucky actually, and to be honest with you, to try and get an NHS dentist can be quite hard as well. So, if you do manage to get it, stick with it because once you lose that, you just don't know if you're going to get back onto the register. So, well done to you for getting that done.
Well, good thing for my dentist. I asked him if he'll keep me on, and he said yes, he'll keep me on. Maybe
No.
I'm getting too old.
Oh, bless
Yeah.
you.
So today we're gonna talk about relationship and family life, isn't it?
Yes, we are. It's a topic that we've been wanting to talk about for a while, but we've not had the opportunity. But I think now is the right time. I don't know about you, Pam, but a lot of the discussions I have with people are around family members not taking responsibility of other family members who they should be taking responsibility of. And then what tends to happen is people then go out to find help from other people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes,
yeah,
I can relate to that because at the moment I don't see some of my family. And one of the biggest thing is on the increase as well. You don't see them, but if a family member passed away, whether it's mother or father, you see the whole lot of them coming down
mhm,
to see, oh, did they leave me anything? Have they got a will? But yet they wasn't there when you needed them.
mm.
So,
Yeah, I mean that's what I've been thinking about. Like, you know, when we should be there for people when they're well as well, not just when that time comes. Do you see what I mean?
yeah, because even family member fall out with me because I look after my parents, which I get the greatest pleasure. But every time you talk to somebody, it's always something going on in the family.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason for doing this episode was really to understand, like, obviously we're just coming from our own perspectives, like, but to understand the importance of family relationships, whether that's your spouse or your children or your parents, your uncle and aunties, whoever it might be. Actually, we should take time to spend time with our parents, take
Hmm.
time to spend time with your children, take time to spend, with your spouse, with your uncles and aunties. I'm not saying that you should, like, for example, your uncle and aunties, you're not going to go around there every single day, but it's like make the effort that, once a month at least, I'm going to try and connect with this family member. And like with your own parents, I always say to younger girls as well, younger people, should I say, that it's really important, even if you don't see your parents all the time, give them a call every day, you know,
Yes, I agree with
check
you.
in, check in on them, make sure they're okay, if they need anything, and I think it's not that they need anything, it's just that comfort factor that my child is, thinking about me, my child is there for me, if I need them, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but don't forget this is also a different generation of kids as well. Because when I was growing up, my parents, my grandparents, I was always there for them, auntie, uncle, in-laws, the lot. But when you look at today's society, they don't want to know because I can guarantee for myself, my son used to say, oh, if you need anything, phone me. Why should I phone them? There's the one supposed to be knocking on my door. Mom, you're all right.
Mm.
Mom, do you need anything from the shop? Have you got any appointment? But you don't hear that from a lot of family. And what is the more annoying things? When they become homeless and nowhere to go, they're knocking on the door, Mom, can I come and stop? Or Dad, can I stay? And they don't know how the bills are paid. That's what annoys me more. What is your opinion on that?
Well, that's the thing about responsibility then, isn't it, Pam? Because if we don't take responsibility in our lives, it could be anything, if we don't know how to take responsibility, should I say, then there's a problem,
Yeah, in any relationship as well. And so many relationships now are breaking up because there's lack of communication.
Mm,
And this one, and also the TV got a lot to do with it. What you see on the television, all these reality shows, 90 Days Marriage and everything. There's so much of them who's going through depression because they put their face and they get involved and it didn't go their way.
yeah. But what do you think from a spiritual perspective, Pam? Because something that my teacher always says is that in relationships, we should always put God or Allah between that relationship. So that when we are doing anything for that person, we're doing it for the pleasure of God, and not to please that person. You're doing it for a higher perspective.
Yeah. Because
And
when God created the first man and woman, he joined them together to produce a family. And you can read that in Genesis as well. Then the children, when you have children, they grow up, and then the purpose is that time happy family would live in every part of the world, isn't it? But again, it's not happening in every part of the world.
mm,
A lot of the time we are not following God's commandment, are we? So we lose faith in God in there.
so we've kind of drifted away from the spiritual aspect of what a relationship is as well. I mean, I'm saying this from what I'm hearing from people, so it's not something that I'm just saying because I want to say it. It's actually something that I keep coming across, from people that I know, that relationships are breaking down, in all kinds of situations, whether, like I said, whether it's parents child relationships, couple relationships, your extended family kind of relationships. Like, it seems like we're moving away from what a family is. And in Islam, Pam, in Islam, your family has 3 rights over you. Your Muslim neighbors have 2 rights over you, and your non-Muslim neighbors have 1 right over you. So that just shows the importance of family to me in faith. How important it is that it's given so much status. Like they say, you can't change your blood relatives, but your friends can be anyone, whatever. But your actual blood, you can't change that, can you?
No, you can change your friends, but you can't change your family. But
Yeah, that's it. You
sometimes,
said it a better way.
yeah, but sometimes, you find yourself getting there. You don't change your family, but you keep away from them because
Mm,
sometimes family isn't a good thing to be around because
mm,
they gossip, they spread rumors, especially when some families all sit together out there with their friend. But I've seen it, and so many people now having problem in marriage and relationship.
mm.
So, but as the Bible say, all of these is going to happen, but we are blaming God for it. But when God create us, is to make a happy family.
So what's your solution, Pam? What tip would you give to our listeners to how we can make our relationships better? We've already said one, that maybe from a spiritual angle, we put God or Allah in between that relationship, so that when we are doing something for the person in that relationship, we're doing it to please God and not directly for the person. Um, so what other tip can you give? Let's think of other ideas.
You know, I always said if you make a fire, yeah, you are going to put a wood on top of the fire to keep it going, yeah? It's
Mm-hmm.
like an argument. The more you feed the argument, is the more it's going to get out of control. Today, for me, people are hearing what we're saying, but are they listening? So instead of listening, communicating and understand where we're coming from. Remember, we talk about empathy? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of understanding isn't there because this one want to go to the pub, this one want to go and do something else. One person working and then, you know, oh, I'm going to the nail to get my nails done. But what about the home? What about the children? So for me, it's communication, is listening. Because if you don't listen to what I'm saying, how are you going to understand it?
Mm. Yeah.
We won't.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. So communication is definitely an important factor, and making space for communication as well. Sometimes when someone's angry, you have to take a step back and not respond in that moment. Wait until the person is a lot calmer. Maybe take them out for a walk or for dinner or something, and then um, have a nice calm chat rather than kind of, throwing things back in an angry way at the other person. So you're
But
right, communication.
if we don't express how we feel, how is the other person going to know? Because we do it in a different way. Sometimes we get so angry we shout, but we're not abusing anybody. And so much domestic violence as well to do with control. Men want to control the woman want to control the kids, and the woman want to control the husband. It doesn't work. But this is my opinion. You know, I always said my front door key is the most important thing I carry on me because I must want to open my front door or the front door and come into it to a loving family.
Yes, yeah, you're right about that. So we've just been talking a little bit about relationships and how we can actually try and improve the situations and take responsibility of people that are in our family, because many people nowadays are struggling to take responsibility of family members. And really, it's something that we should naturally just do. But I think because we've become so busy in our lives as well, Pam, that's the other thing. We're working constantly. um,
Mhm.
you might be in education or whatever, and then the parents can easily become neglected. So
Yeah,
we
which is on the
kind of
is on
way,
the increase.
yeah.
Yeah. But as the Bible said, as God said, look after your mother. It's
Hmm.
always your mother. But then again, it's not every woman is a good mother, is it? It's not every man is a good father because sometimes they don't want nothing to do with the kids or the wife, or temptation is out there, yeah, or affair is out there, adultery is out there. But when we go home, they expect we as women or men supposed to tolerate that, which is not acceptable. So marriage is on the breakdown.
It's such a complicated topic that we're talking about, because like you said, like now we're going off into domestic violence and stuff. That's an extreme example of what can happen in relationships. But before any of that were to happen, we have to like reflect on ourselves, I think, Pam. We need to go inwards and think, well, what am I doing wrong in this relationship, rather than always blaming the other person. Sometimes it is something that we might be doing that's wrong and that's causing issues.
Yeah, but we need to look at ourselves as well to see where is the problem going as well and what can be done because a lot of it is to do with maybe finance, you know, struggling children, mental health and anything. So it could be the anxiety in the relationship. As you rightly said, work is as well. Because these days people have to be working constantly just to make ends meet. But it
Mm,
takes two sit down and talk, see where we're coming from, see where the issue is, where the problem is, and how we can solve it. As long as kids is involved, because kids don't want to see a lot of the argument, the door slamming, the shouting, and anything. And sometimes, family members. All right. For instance, what happen if I go and see maybe my parents, and then another family member turn up? They want to take control or arguing, but yet you never see your parents for months or years. But the one who's looking after them or being there is getting more abused for no
Yeah.
apparent reason.
Well, it's a complicated topic. That's all I'm saying. Each case has to be dealt with differently, I think, because obviously it depends on who you're dealing with as well, and people's attitude and nature is there as well. So I think it is a complicated issue in that sense, and each situation needs to be dealt with accordingly as well. But thanks, Pam. It's been really good talking to you about this topic. But like I said, it's very complicated. Maybe we need to do a bit more research and maybe go into each relationship. We could probably do a show based on parent-child relationship, and then one on couples, and see where the differences are. And maybe someone out there would like to join us and talk about this as well in more detail. That would be fantastic. But thank you, Pam.
But also, I can go out, when we do the next show and talk to people and hear about what they said, especially elderly people, because their marriage run over 50, 60 years and they're still together. So maybe we need to go out and start interviewing. And I think we need to carry on with this conversation because it's affecting too many people.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely. We will definitely carry on with this conversation. So, Pam, your last words of wisdom?
There's help and support out there, for people who's going through bad relationship. There's counseling. Don't suffer in silence. And, if you're struggling, talk to friends, talk to family and everything else. And God bless you all.
There you go. There's Pam's words of wisdom. Thank
What
you very
about your
much.
word of wisdom?
My word of wisdom is that reflect and go inwards into yourself as well, because I truly believe that our states can affect relationships as well. And we tend to always blame the other person. So really we should go inwards and think, well, what am I doing wrong? What issues am I causing in this relationship, and try and fix those. And then hopefully the person will actually, start improving their relationship towards you as well. So I think that's really, really important, Pam.
And do things together, talk together, go for your walk together with the family or anything. You'll be surprised to know that can make changes as well.
Definitely. Thank you for listening in, and hopefully we'll carry on with this conversation in future episodes as well. Thanks, Pam. I hope your
God bless you, my darling. Love you loads. Take care, sweetheart.
Bye.